Let's be honest, are you constantly drowning in email chains just trying to find a time for one simple meeting? Yeah, me too. If you're tired of that scheduling chaos, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to dive deep and master Outlook group calendars. It's time to bring some serious order to our work lives.
Okay, let's kick things off with a number that might sting a little because it feels so true. 20%. That's it. Only 20% of people feel like they're actually in control of their day-to-day work. And for the other 80% of us? Well, a huge chunk of that out-of-control feeling comes from one single thing: scheduling.
So what's really going on here? Why do we feel so overwhelmed? A massive part of it is that constant, frustrating back and forth trying to get schedules to line up. When you can't see who's free and when, everything just grinds to a halt. And that, right there, is why a really well-managed calendar goes from being a nice-to-have to an absolute game-changer.
Now, Outlook gives us some amazing tools to solve this, but here's the key. It comes in two main flavors. You've got group calendars and you've got shared calendars. They sound almost the same, right? But they're built for very different jobs. So let's figure out which one is the right tool for you and your team.
First up, the group calendar. I want you to think of this as the central command center for your specific, dedicated team. It's so much more than just a calendar. It is deeply woven into that whole Office 365 world. This means it talks seamlessly with your team's SharePoint site, your planner boards, and of course, Microsoft Teams. It's really built from the ground up for tight-knit collaboration. And then we have the shared calendar. This one is all about broad visibility and flexibility. See, it's not tied to one project team. Instead, you can give access to basically anyone in your organization who needs it. This makes it absolutely perfect for things like a department-wide vacation calendar or tracking when a shared conference room is available. So let's put them side by side. The real difference boils down to integration and access. Here's the bottom line. If you need that deep, all-in-one integration with stuff like Teams and Planner for your project team, the group calendar is a no-brainer. It's the clear winner. But if your main goal is just broad visibility, think company holidays or booking a shared resource, then the shared calendar's flexible, org-wide approach is exactly what you're looking for.
All right, enough theory. We know the what and the why, so let's get our hands dirty with the how. We're going to walk through the exact steps to create your very own group calendar, and I'll show you how to do it on both the Outlook desktop app and the web version. Trust me, it's way easier than you think.
For all you desktop app users out there, this is a super quick 4-step deal. You just start on the Home tab, go create a new group, you fill in the details like the name and who's in it, and boom, you click Create. Your group calendar gets made automatically, and it'll pop right up in your calendar view under the Groups section. Simple as that.
And hey, if you're someone who lives in the Outlook web app, don't worry, the process is just as smooth. You'll spot the New Group button over in the main navigation pane. Fill out the same basic info, add your teammates, and as soon as it's created, you just find the group and click on its calendar. Done.
Okay, so making the calendar, that's just step one. The real magic, the part that actually saves you time, happens when you start managing it effectively. So let's talk about some best practices that'll turn this new calendar from just a schedule into a genuine productivity machine for your team.
Let's talk about one of the most powerful features baked right into Outlook, actually finding a time that works for everybody. This is where the scheduling assistant becomes your absolute best friend. Seriously. Instead of guessing or sending 10 emails, it just overlays everyone's calendars, and you can instantly see the open slots. The back and forth is finally over.
Look, a calendar is just a tool, right? It can't fix a bad meeting. To make your meetings actually count, always set a clear agenda and send it out ahead of time so people can show up prepared. And here's a pro tip: respect people's energy. Please don't schedule that big, brain-draining strategy session for 9 o'clock on a Monday morning. It makes a huge difference, I promise.
So, what happens when you need to bring someone into the loop who wasn't in the original group? Sharing is incredibly simple. It's just a right-click on the calendar, choose to share, and then, and this is the important part, you decide exactly what level of access they need. You can let them just see what's going on, or you can give them full power to edit things.
And that brings me to something that is so crucial: permissions. This is how you stay in control. This is how you stop your beautifully organized calendar from turning into a total mess where anyone can change anything. You have to be intentional. Really think about who needs to edit versus who just needs to view. This one step is your best defense against accidents and chaos.
Of course, you know technology is going to be technology. If your group calendar suddenly vanishes, don't panic. Just run through this quick checklist. Most of the time, it's something super simple, like the little checkbox next to the calendar got unchecked, or you just need to restart Outlook. These steps will solve the problem like 99% of the time.
So,
We've gone through how to create your calendar, how to manage it, and even how to fix it when it acts up. But let's zoom out for a second, because when you put all these little pieces together, you're not just organizing a schedule, you're actually upgrading the entire way your team works together. Let's just circle back to the main benefit here, the real why. When everyone is literally on the same page, you get so much less friction. You get fewer double bookings, you get way smoother workflows. This isn't just about saving a few minutes here and there, it's about building a more collaborative, efficient, and honestly a less stressful team environment.
And hey, for those of you managing a bunch of different projects or teams, you might eventually feel like you need even more power. That's when you can start looking at third-party tools that can take all your different calendars, from SharePoint, from Teams, from wherever, and overlay them into one single unified master view. It's really the next level of calendar mastery.
So, I'll just leave you with this question to chew on. What could your team really, truly achieve if scheduling just wasn't a problem anymore? If everyone was perfectly in sync and you had total visibility into what's happening? The potential there is pretty massive.